Thunk, the rapper with the rainbow-dyed hair, turned out to be the biggest. You're watching the Snitch Report. Welcome to Morning Reflections. I am your host, the Fat Mantis, and this is a new segment that I have called the Snitch Report. And basically, here's the deal. If you snitch, then you end up on the Snitch Report. You do not want to end up on the Snitch Report because we know what happens to snitches. So I am, of course, talking about the trial of the century of Daniel Hernandez, or at least it's not really of the century because that was OJ. This is the trial heard around the world because unlike many rappers before, and trust me, they've testified against each other before, but as soon as he got caught, Daniel Hernandez, he started snitching, he was ratting everybody and their mothers out. I mean, you know, they just went for it. Oh yeah, and for those of you who are shocked at my language, I'm going to be straight up with you. This is a black story, straight up. You know, the blackness is coming out, full on black. If you can't deal with that, you can just skip ahead to the other stories, you know, from the links in the description, because I got white stories for you down there, but right now we're going to keep it very black. So Daniel Hernandez, better known as Tekashi 6ix9ine. So not only just look at his look, I want you to take a look at how he spells 6ix9ine. So, I feel, you know, I hate to say that I told you so, but I could predict that he was a little biznatch from day one. However, some of my friends were saying, oh no, he's the truth, he's the real deal. I remember I showed him to my boy Zeus, and he just was busting jokes, and he was busting, it was just like endless. I think we went hours just making fun of this kid. You know, this guy, he claims he joined the Bloods to further his career, which is probably BS. I mean, let's face it, joining a street gang is always fun. It's fun, it's shenanigans, violence whenever you want, hoes all over the place. I mean, it must be awesome. So I'm sure he did it for that reason, and that happened to blossom into a rap career. He claims he was innocent and he was dragged into this, but so he got caught on racketeering and drug charges. I'm surprised they don't have him for attempted murder because they actually have him paying some people to try to murder a rival. But as soon as they got him, and he was looking at serious time, he just started snitching on everybody. So what he created was the circle of snitching, and the circle of snitching, it destroys everyone and everything. It's just like the circle of screaming, for those of you who know that reference, or any other vicious thing, the circle of trauma, the circle of violence, whatever. So once you start snitching, the endless wheel of snitching keeps going, and it just destroys everybody in the hood, you know what I mean? So he flipped on a couple people. He was pointing out gang members who weren't even part of his gangs, but he's telling stories he doesn't even need to. It was like 3 days of confessions. And, you know, one of the things that he did, he ratted out Jim Jones, which, I mean, that's no surprise, but, you know, obviously, you know, he was a gang member, but he started saying things that he's done, and that's unprecedented. And then, you know, and I'm actually kind of happy about this because I can't stand her. I just kind of want her to go away, but he snitched on Cardi B, the voodoo queen of rap and current hip hop. She, you know, if you ever thought that music or entertainment couldn't hit any more lows, she took it to the next level, and now I have to hear them. And you know, my mainstream friends, because you know they're really pop acts at this point. They're not legitimate rappers. But you know, I have to hear them go on and on about her. And like, there's somebody who has an office job, and they're like, "Hey, I got the new Cardi B," and then they start talking about her. She's talking about eating her and she'll kill you and whatever the hell she thinks. And then she releases sex tapes for no reason other than and giggles. So I have to deal with that. We all have to deal with that. She's in society, but hopefully this will get her out of society. Although I am never advocating snitching. And I just want to we need to talk about the real rappers back in the day. And the first one I got to say is Nas. Nas laid it down in his classic song, Smokin'. And it goes simple like this. This is the Pledge of Allegiance to all the underworld killers and thugs. Right? And it goes like this. I shall stay real, stay true, stay holding my figures. Never put a bitch over my niggas. I shall never cooperate with the law. I always hold you down in face of a war. If they take one of mine, I take one of theirs. I'll never break this oath till death, I swear. And straight up, that's the code of the streets. It's laid down right there, and very simple, 7 simple rules to follow. And Tekashi blew them all. The question is, you know, with his tattoos and his braggadocious ways, I'm assuming that hair is not genetic. But I don't understand how he's gonna hide. He'll be dead within a week. As soon as they put him out, they'll send him to Minnesota, and they'll make him, you know, they'll be like, here, you're gonna work in the Staples and be a normal guy. He will be dead within a week as soon as the FBI turns them back. That will be very amusing, and I can't wait to cover it. So moving on, I want to talk about the threat of communism here and abroad. And this weekend, it really hit us hard with a little communist girl from, of all places, the land of the Aryans and the birthplace of Nazism itself. And it's Sweden or Norway or one of those commie countries where they're all blue-eyed, blonde-haired, and they're judgmental. And this girl's name is Greta Thunberg. And so she did this transatlantic sailing voyage. She's 16 years old, and she got into this boat, and she had, you know, these sailors. People try to play it out like she sailed herself, like this lone girl just had like a little knife in a boat and with a solar panel and went across the ocean. No, there was a whole crew and everything. It was a racing yacht. And it was a 60-foot racing yacht, and they had cabins, they had food. She was probably eating her caviar or whatever, judging us all on her high horse, and then she went across the ocean came to America to help protesters protest environmentalism and to I think she spoke in front of the UN, and she basically judged us, and you know, as all young idiots do, they think they know better than us, they think they're never going to make mistakes, and that they're just better than us in general. And she was like, you know, in her New Region accent, she's like, I am better than you. You are all wrong. You are doing wrong to this country and the world. You should be ashamed. 16-year-olds should rule the world. You know, 16-year-olds are responsible for making Tekashi 6ix9ine famous. So that just, you know, that's proof right there of how idiotic our whole thing is. Now, do not get it twisted. I'm an environmentalist through and through. I absolutely believe in the importance of saving the environment. I think we should change our ways. We have been wrong. However, I do take affront to some European coming over here and trying to tell us how to live our lives. So she could have done it in a more diplomatic way. And this is great press. This is a great thing. 16-year-old girl tells the world to suck it. Okay, I dig it. I dig it. That's a news story. That's amusing. That's going to amuse everyone. It's amusing me right now. But I don't want some little commie coming over here trying to tell me that they know how to run America better than Americans. So I'm not saying that we have environmentalism done, but I am worried that what this is virtue signaling at its best. She sails over here. She makes one, you know, she also says we need to get rid of plane travel. And, you know, it's convenient for one 16-year-old girl on a crew of like 4 or 5 people to sail across on a thing. How do you do it from everyone who needs a flight leaving a major city, let alone all the major cities, in a day? There aren't enough boats. There isn't enough room on the ocean for that many boats. But anyway, you know, my whole point is that it is great to sit on your high horse. It's great to have press about environmentalism and all this stuff. But what is really being done? What will be done at the end of this, other than having like press junkets and people being like, oh, look how cute this kid is? What is really being done? And this is virtue signaling at its best. And for all of you who don't know, virtue signaling is people do a meaningless gesture, like they wear a ribbon for a certain color or cause, but they don't actually donate to the cause. Or like the Ice Bucket Challenge, or like all these things. Or I remember I had some friends who they walked out of their jobs. They walked out of their jobs for this one day to protest for like Me Too, and they were like, look, we're making a stand for, and that's great that you're doing that. And then, of course, they put it on their Instagram. But the point is you're not actually helping women by leaving your job for an hour or something like that and then going back to it. You have done literally nothing. You want to go help women, go donate to, you know, women's shelters. You become a lawyer and fight all these corrupt things that hurt women, laws that are against women. These will really help you. But just doing an Instagram post is not going to do anything. So we're going to move on.
Tune in tomorrow to hear some of my American Horror Story theory crafting. I got some good ones for you people.
I can't wait for the season. I'm going to do reviews as we go along. It'll be like one of the stories, at least once a week. But anyway, that was Morning Reflections for today. That was the weekend edition. That's all the news fit to print for this weekend. Everything else is junk. Throw it away. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you seize the moment. You live the day. Live a green life. Love one another and live the dream. Oh, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ciao for now.